and I are just going to really dive into, again, why people fail in any type of business. So, again, my name is Eric Oshie. I'm the Director of Research and Development here at American Business Systems, the nation's largest group of independent medical billers in the country, and now celebrating 20 years. This year has certainly gone by fast for us, and as Patrick and I were already talking about how quickly this year's going by so quickly, but we do have licensees in all places of the United States. And there's people just like you, the people that you're seeing here on the screen for. So really for the last 20 years, this is what we do. We help you get started in your business with our support. And so, folks, you can know a lot more about us by going to our website at absystems.com. There you can track all sorts of information, the business package, what you're going to get with the business package, how much it is, how to get funding, the income potential, and the news up underneath there. There's so much information underneath the news area. There you'll find our blog, but you'll see those orange buttons there. When you click on those orange buttons, that's going to get you to our virtual brochure. And some people take great advantage of this portion of our web presence here. And a lot of people say, I've been through your website, I've seen everything. Folks, if you haven't gone through the virtual brochure, you haven't really seen everything, because this is where we really dive into the nuts and bolts about the particular business here at American Business Systems. Also, who we are is the platform in which we have. We have an award-winning practice management, which is the billing side and the scheduling side of the software, plus award-winning EMR, electronic medical record side, as you see in this. And hopefully sometime during today's webinar, we're going to discuss that as well. In checking us out, and like any other business, a lot of people like to go to the Better Business Bureau. And yes, folks, we do have an A+ rating here with the Better Business Bureau, so feel free to go check that out and ask us any questions about what you want to ask us about the Better Business Bureau. But we also would like you to schedule a visit. Not only did we have a visit this week, we had one a couple of weeks ago, and I think we've got another one scheduled here next week with folks actually coming by our office. I'd like to introduce you, though, to our founder and CEO and a personal friend of mine, Patrick Phillips. Patrick has not only been just someone really good to work with, he's certainly been a dear friend. And that's why we all feel here at American Business Systems, and especially those who become licensees. But Patrick is an author. He has been showcased. I'm showcasing both of his books here. He's in the process of writing another book. But the two that you see here, How to Reprogram Yourself for Success and the Cash Crunch to Flat Cash Flow book, are both available on Amazon.com. And so you're more than welcome to go out there, or maybe even ask your ABS rep how to get a copy of one of those books. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring Patrick on. Patrick, it's good to have you here, and I know that this particular topic is going to be really good for us to go through, because we're not talking just about medical billing failures. We're talking about all kinds of people that start their own business and their business and those people failing. So let's talk about why people fail.
Yeah, I thought I would start out, Eric, by talking about one of the little slides that you came up with for me, a little graphic here that I thought was a real good illustration. I've been by retail businesses and seen signs on the door that they're closed, but I've never seen one that says this. Sorry, we're closed. We really had no idea what we were doing.
That's what most people, and Patrick, when we talk about even people that kind of struggle with the medical billing side of everything, that's usually what they come back by and say, look, I guess your way was probably the best way anyway.
Yes, we've had many people that have started their own medical billing companies and then really don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to build it. They don't know how to build a business. They know how to do the technical side. They know how to do the billing, but they don't know how to build. And so that's, of course, what we specialize in. So really, when you think about it, Eric, it's not businesses that fail. It's people that fail.
That's correct.
And so really we're focusing today on some of the main things that we found that cause people to fail in business specifically. Now, a lot of this I got from an author, Simon Reynolds, who's written a book called Why People Fail, and he's actually got a blog out there that I've got at the bottom of the screen there. I know that's kind of a long one, but you guys who are watching this back on a recording can jot that down and go read this. He actually came up with some of the reasons why businesses fail, not just people, but businesses specifically. And so
Right.
I took from that book and I kind of expanded and I kind of tied it in, Eric, with our business, because the reason that people fail in anything is because they just don't have the structure in place that we have and have had for the last 20 years.
And that's exactly right. And you know, Patrick, we had already mentioned earlier that people could type in some of their questions. And before we dive into that, let's kind of get this one kind of off the mind of a few people, because a few people ask, and Michelle in particular has asked about the Better Business Bureau. Now, I want to say this, folks, we have been around for 20 years, so we know the secrets to some success. And we also know that getting an A+ rating at the BBB just doesn't come easily. And so, Patrick, her question here is, why are we not BBB accredited? And I know you've explained that in the past, so I'm going to let you answer that, and then we can go on why people fail.
Oh, good. Well, while I was reading that myself, I went ahead and went back to the slide here. Let me put it on the screen that actually shows this is a screenshot of a recent, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we took this screenshot of our rating there on the Better Business Bureau. I want to point out to people that it does say right here, I'm kind of highlighting that with my arrow there, if you can see it on your screen, this business is not BBB accredited. So, yeah, a lot of people have asked that, and what is this accreditation? Well, if you read on the BBB website itself, you would see that accreditation has nothing to do with whether or not a person or a company does what they say they're going to do. We couldn't have an A+ rating. That's the highest rating that you can get from the Better Business Bureau. But the reason it says we're not accredited is we haven't joined the Better Business Bureau. We haven't paid their $1,000 a year fee to become members. Why? Because we didn't have to. Because we have an A+ rating. It doesn't get any better than that. The only reason people join the Better Business Bureau is because maybe they've had some problems and they want to work with the Better Business Bureau to help solve those problems. So you'll see that very clearly on the Better Business Bureau website as to what the accreditation is all about. And so anyway, I thought I would just kind of explain it that way. That's probably the best.
Exactly. So now let's get into why people do fail on particularly any business, but, let's kind of gear it towards those that are on the call today about medical billing. So let's start off with that first one there.
Yeah, the very first reason that we came up with basically is this. Why people fail is because they have no clear marketing funnel. In other words, what we're talking about, folks, is that people get really, really focused on the technical aspect. Let's say that they're a painter, all right? So they know how to paint. They know all about mixing colors. They know all about how to apply the paint, and they're really, really good at painting a house or inside of a house. But they haven't figured out how to get their marketing funnel so that they constantly have houses to paint. Does that make sense, Eric?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like this business. I mean, I think anybody can start a medical billing company. All you need is a computer and some software, know a little bit about medical billing, and boom, you're in medical billing, right?
Sure. Or you could take a course at a local college, or there's lots of stuff on the internet, books and things you can download, and you can take all kinds of courses and learn the technical side of it, and that's what people get focused on. What they don't realize is, as this graphic here illustrates, marketing is the center. It's the core of every business. And if you don't know how to get a client, guess what? You may play like you're in business, and you may be in business this month, but if you don't have market next month, if you don't have clients, then you're out of business at that time.
Exactly, and that's what I was driving home. Is that we can say we're in any business, but if we can't get those clients, we're really not in business. So what Patrick is showing here on the screen here is a very successful, developed, and way that we help you promote and get those clients. Patrick, you want to talk a little bit about each of these?
Yeah, as you can see, there's my book that Eric mentioned earlier. We also have a DVD that I'll talk about here just a little bit later. Also, you see pictured there. And then, of course, some folders and flyers and things like that we've developed. So it starts with making yourself look like you are somebody that knows what they're doing. Folks, you've seen flyers and brochures and things that were produced by somebody who's working out of their home, and it looks like it. It doesn't come across as this is a company that I would trust. So it all starts with trust in today's world, and that begins with professionally designed marketing materials. So we have all sorts of marketing materials, including the flyers that you saw there, postcards. We have proposals, like it illustrated there as well, folders that you can put your proposals in, so that when you do go back to a doctor, it looks like you are a real business.
Exactly. And Patrick, again, I think you nailed it. You know, a lot of people get started off in business. They think, well, let me just put a few little marketing pieces together. I'll print something off of my laser jet or whatever, or try to do this. And we have seen this, that a lot of people get stagnant and just don't even move any further until they've, quote unquote, got all their marketing stuff together. And by that time, it can be 6 months to a year. We have this as part of your package ready to go, and these are proven ways to help you get that first client. So you want to look professional. You want to look like you know what you're doing, and this is what you're able to do. And what Patrick is showing here on the DVD, a lot of people ask about physician testimonials. We actually have those in a DVD format, and you can see these doctors here that are actually talking about using ABS licensees.
Yeah, in fact, Eric, when people think about starting their own business, in this business especially, as a medical billing company, you would have to spend literally way more than what our licensing fee is. My goodness, you could spend $25,000 just producing that DVD. We did. We spent about $30,000 putting that thing together and getting the testimonials, flying in different parts of the country to get the testimonials. So again, it all depends on what kind of funding you have available as an individual. Of course, some people don't have $25,000 to start a business,
right,
but that's relatively inexpensive compared to many of the franchises that are out there.
And then we've got all the different. Oh, what? I hope I didn't click that.
No, I did it. No, sorry, that was my fault. I was going backwards. Well, I wanted to show the book and talk about that as a marketing tool too.
Absolutely, and folks, this is a great book. Now let's just throw this out, Patrick. If people want to get a hold of this, certainly we know we can get them over to Amazon.com. But would you like to offer this as an ebook to those that are on the call today?
Absolutely, yes. We have this in e-form, and we don't mind that sharing with anybody. So just what, Eric? I guess get back with the rep that sent the email for this webinar. Sure.
Yeah, if you haven't gotten a copy of this, because this, folks, if you're seriously looking at getting in this business, you need to read this book. There's a lot of information in it. There's a forward in there by a CPA. It was co-authored with another CPA, and so if you're really looking to get in this business and want to know what you're going to need to be doing and what you need to learn, this is it. So, and Patrick, why don't you talk to them real quickly how we actually use this book in training to show them how they're actually going to use this to get their clients.
Yeah, folks, this is an educational tool that you educate the physicians that you are thinking about approaching with this book. We'll show you exactly how to get it into the hands of a doctor so he or she can actually see why you, as an ABS licensee, can solve their cash flow problems. This points always back to you as a local ABS representative and how to get more money faster into their professional practice and plug the hidden leaks that are draining profits. That's a long title, but believe me, that's the core of this book. And we show you how to mark this book with highlighted tabs and so forth so that you can put it in the hands of the doctor and they can quickly and easily see that you've got some real advantages there.
Exactly, and that's just one of those. Again, I was even talking with someone here just yesterday that just went through our classes last week talking about the presentation, and we have not only sort of like this little flip chart here, and you kind of think, well, that's sort of old school, but folks, sometimes still the best way to share this information. But if you want to look really high tech, as Patrick has there, you can actually show this presentation with your iPad to a doctor, to those in an office, without feeling like you're really trying to sell anything. And that's what it's all about. You're just you're just sharing what the doctors basically already know. And a lot of this has come from the book. So, Patrick, the presentation in and of itself is great to help bridge that gap of knowing how to get that first client.
Yeah, and we provide this, of course, because a lot of licensees want something that they can have a little guided way of showing, first of all, their own warm market, their own friends, families, their own doctor. They can show them easily and quickly and summarize what they do for them. but it's a tremendous tool that we provide in both the flip chart form. It's just PowerPoint slides, basically, and so that you can put it on an iPad or a tablet of some kind and use it electronically. But guys, these are the kinds of things that make the impression and show that we've put a lot of time and money into developing tools for you. Remember, one reason a lot of people fail is because they don't have a marketing funnel. We've got that funnel actually worked out with all the tools that you need for it, including this one. Eric, tell them a little bit about our trade show.
Yeah, we actually have trade show booths already ready for you to go out and start promoting your business. There's certainly a great way for you to have doctors actually come to you at a booth. And so we show you what to do, and a lot of times we show you what not to do. That's probably what most people want to know is, what do I not do to not have a successful trade show? But folks, we do have a trade show booth. You can see it in the background where it says revenue cycle management. There's also there's a pedestal there that you can use also. But what a great way for people to actually come to you and talk to you about your business, especially Patrick, when we start really talking about revenue recovery instead of just medical billing, folks, that's going to get people's attention.
Yes, because that term, revenue cycle, is really dear to a doctor's heart. It means every aspect of their revenue, where they get their money from Medicare, Medicaid, insurance companies, patients. All of that has to do with how they get money into the practice, and of course it takes a lot of money to run a practice nowadays. So yes, it's very dear to their hearts.
Exactly. And you know, this is probably the dearest thing to my heart is these demos.
Yeah, I know it is.
But because this is where we're involved with our licensees, and we're actually doing, I would say, the heavy lifting. That's probably the best way to describe it. Folks, we're here to help you get your clients. That's what we want to be able to do.
And we do that by illustrating to them all the high-tech leading technology that you'll be using. So we do a demo of our online cloud-based billing system for the doctor. So our people there on the left are actually doing the live demo. The doctor's watching it just like you are right now across on his computer there in his office. And you at home can be sitting and actually participating in that and watching it as we give the demo. The great thing is the doctor asks any questions, we're the ones that can answer it. And, of course, you position us and our staff as part of your staff, an extension of your company. That automatically makes you look a lot bigger than somebody just working out of their spare bedroom.
Exactly. And this is one of the biggest things that most of the licensees that are coming on board are saying, this is the biggest help for anybody helping you to get your client. But if that doesn't work, I guess we can help them with sales reps.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Some people don't like to do any marketing at all, but, hey, there's people like the young folks you see here in this picture that love to go out and sell, and they love to make money, and you pay them on a straight commission. So it's a win-win for everybody. You don't pay them anything until they bring you a signed contract. So, folks, we have a whole plan and program for hiring, finding these people, hiring them, interviewing them, how to pay them, how to train them, how to get them up to speed. And for many, many licensees, this has been an easy way for them to start, because these folks with a little bit of training and help on our part can get out there and get those clients for you. So if you have any fears about starting a business and getting your marketing done, this is the way to do it. You just have to know how to do it. And we've learned that after 20 years, haven't we, Eric?
Exactly. So, folks, if you can just take what we've just shared with you in the last 10 minutes, the marketing pieces that we have, the presentation folder, the DVD, the book, the presentation flip chart that we showed you, or on the iPad, the trade show, the live demos that we do, or teaching you just how to go out there and hire sales reps. As Patrick said, you need a marketing funnel, and we've got that developed. We've got that set. And I loved with, Patrick, I got to talk with Curtis, one of the guys that was in class last week.
Oh, yeah, last week.
I spoke yesterday. He says, Eric, if I heard anything from Patrick, I heard this: don't reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Just stick with what we've got and stick with what you got. And do you know that he texted me last night that he already has a doctor ready to see a demo?
Are you kidding? Wow,
no,
that is
10:30 last night. He's texted me. Tell
That's fast.
That's pretty fast.
He just left the class last Friday.
Yep, exactly. So,
that's
all right.
Fantastic.
So,
all right.
again,
why
here's another fail?
Yeah, here's another reason. Inconsistent follow-up. Boy, wouldn't you think that's a huge reason why a lot of people don't succeed in business, Eric?
Yes, absolutely. Let's just take Curtis, for instance. If he's excited, he's got this potential appointment, now he's got to set up his demo. If he does nothing with that, then he will fail.
Yeah. Yeah, even if we show him the demo to the doctor and Curtis doesn't follow up on that like we teach our licensees to do, then, of course, the doctor may completely forget about him. Curtis goes off looking for the low-hanging fruit out there, fresh prospects, and he forgets about this guy that's had the demo. So we've solved that basically, folks, with our company at least, by having what's called an online automated follow-up system. Now, this is hard to explain, isn't it, Eric? I mean, seeing this picture, you'd think these are e-greeting cards or something, but these are real printed, full-color cards that are mailed in the United States Postal Service to your prospects automatically. Once you've made a connection with a doctor in their office and gotten their email address, all of a sudden, and their mailing address, these cards start coming to them. And, Eric, we happen to know that this works, don't we?
Exactly.
You and I personally.
we do. And matter of fact, we were part of our research and development. We want to make sure that what we're teaching works. And so Patrick and I did a little bit of marketing here to work with a couple of doctors here locally, just to make sure, again, we're always in that mode of saying what we do, what we teach, does it work? And certainly we had a potential client. We were told by that potential client at that time that, they didn't need us at that point. We were too high on our price. But once we left there, we decided to put them on this campaign, as Patrick is showing you. And what was it, 2 months, 3 months down the road? And because these were actual cards that were being mailed to this doctor.
Yeah.
And that's what won us the account. Not that we won it on the first go-round. We won it because it looked as though we knew what we were doing. And we followed up.
We consistently followed up. And, folks, by the way, this system can also be used for your doctors to bring their patients back in for regular checkups. So it reminds them of their appointments, and it bonds the doctor with the patient through a real physical greeting card that they get in the mail. People love these. They don't throw them away. When they get them, they open them up and they read them, and it actually works. So, again, folks, one of the reasons for failure is just not following up, and we've got that solved with that system. Then I saw this one as something that's important to explain to people, Eric, even though it's kind of generic. I mean, it sounds kind of like, what? No business system. I mean, obviously, we have a system, and we call it a turnkey system because it means, folks, you don't have to put all the pieces together. The puzzle that you see is already put together for you by ABS. We have all that you need, a complete system. And, Eric, you kind of did an ingenious job here of kind of illustrating with all the different types of pieces of our system that make it a successful system. Without any one of these things, folks, you might not be successful in this business or in any business. Look, for example, if you didn't have the right training, you wouldn't be successful. If you didn't have the correct tools to go out and market, if you didn't have coaching after the sale, after the training, if you didn't have any kind of support system, all of those things would cause you to fail. So we've put all that together one by one. So let's talk about each one of those real quickly, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's more than just having a piece of software and saying, hey, I'm in medical billing, or that I've got a few pieces of marketing pieces together that you've got billing. Folks, it's hard for many, even new licensees, to really grasp this because we've talked about this on other webinars. You don't have to know medical billing to get started in medical billing, or you don't have to know the codes. And that kind of throws a few people off right there in the beginning. But let me help explain this when I'm talking about support. As soon as you become an ABS licensee, you become part of ABS's 20 years of success. And so the support mechanisms that we have behind you is what you're going to need to, first of all, get that first client. Now, whether you need it by email, phone, or as you can see here, by a live chat, we've got all avenues for you to get in touch with us. The funny thing is, a lot of times we hear, Patrick, that from people that may be struggling a little bit, because we log every call that comes in. We try to figure out, when did you contact us for support? And a lot of times people just didn't do it. So we certainly want you to take advantage of what we would be considered a world class of support, but we're always improving that as well. So folks, this is part of that complete system. Even though we've got the package of everything, you still have the support.
Yeah, and for one thing, we used to have support that we limited. Remember, Eric, at one time it was for 1 year, like some companies do on their package like this. And then we extended it to 2 years, and then at some point I said, guys, you know what? Why don't we just extend support for the life of the license? In other words, as long as someone is an ABS licensee, they can have this support. So, folks, once you've paid your initial licensing fee to us, come through our live training, and become an ABS licensee, you have support forever. And there's no extra charge for that ever. So that's hard for people to wrap their brain around, but of course that's because we've set up the company so that we make a few pennies on each one of the transactions that go through on the back end. So naturally, we want to support people.
Well, I was hoping you were going to say that, because I was going to certainly ask you about that, because people do ask, well, how do you keep making your money? Folks, it is because whenever you're in business, we're in business, and we're in business with you. And we do not ask you for any franchise fees or royalty fees. And the way that we can make business is to help you get into business, because, again, through the back end, through our technology partners, we've got an agreement with them. As many people that we bring on, we can help support them, and so we get to benefit by giving you that support. So that's where we continue on to keep making money and keeping that money there to help keep supporting our licensees.
Yeah, so on all of the services that you see illustrated there in that slide, we are making a few pennies on each one of the transactions. As a company, you don't pay us anything direct now. We get that from our technology partners that we've partnered with. But on the back end, we're actually making money, and of course, that makes it a win-win for everybody. All right, let's jump to the next item that we include in our system, contracts.
Yeah, the contracts. I mean, folks, again, a lot of people come into this business, they don't know anything about billing or contracts, and again, Patrick, it's all done. They just need to really input their logos, change their name on here,
right?
And we walk you through each one of these contracts.
Yeah, they're templates that you just download off of our private licensee website that you have access to 24/7. And once you've downloaded that, it's just a Word document. You open it, edit it, make it fit your particular needs, and all of that's done for you. Folks, you could spend $25,000 with the right legal counsel helping you make sure that you have all those things in place. We've already done all that for you.
Exactly.
All right, and then there's the training. You've already mentioned that, Eric, but gosh, I would say this is the core of our whole package.
Yeah, matter of fact, when you get our agreement to become a licensee, you're going to see it's a training and support agreement, and this is where we specialize in. Because even though I was talking with someone earlier, we were talking about our training. Not only on our licensee support site do we teach you how to do billing, but really in the training, this live training that we do, this is where we're teaching you how to get these clients. And so this is where we excel in, because not only do you have Patrick, who has been very successful in his life, and he'll share with you that not every business that he's gone into was successful.
No, I've failed in many businesses.
But this one he has, so he's learned what not to do and sharing that with you. But we also have other licensees. As you can see, there's a picture of thank you to help me, Cynthia, there, and she is a licensee. And not only has she built this business once and sold it, she's built it again. And so if you want to really know how to build a business,
learn from somebody who's been there, done that, and has the T-shirt.
Exactly. So yeah, you're right. This is really the core of our business.
And then the demos, we've mentioned that already, but briefly, guys, this is worth, gosh, Eric, I can't even put a price tag on this. What company will do demos for you and help you close the sale with your prospect as a part of what they do for you in their support? And again, no charge. We do this unlimited number of demos for you at no charge, folks. So it's just hard to wrap your brain around. Ask your ABS rep to show you a demo of our system. We'd be glad to show you that so you can see a little bit about it.
Well, let's put a quick value on that. Just go back to that demo real quickly. I'll put a value on that. One client pays for your licensing fee.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. Because with the average doctor, you can make $20,000, $30,000, $35,000. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, one closed demo pays for your licensing fee, and everything else after that is you're in the black, so to say. That's good.
Right.
And then the tools, we've already mentioned the licensee support site. There you can see that little click of a button right there. It says live online help, or the trade show booth that we're demonstrating there. One's a full, I guess that's 7-foot thing, and then the other one next to it is a little tabletop there. But we have the tools for you to utilize as a licensee.
And folks, this website is unbelievable. It's far more than a lot of $100,000 franchises have for their franchisees, because behind each one of these menu choices up here is just oodles and oodles. Is that a good word? Oodles.
Oodles is good.
It's a lot of stuff, including hours of training. You know, this training down here in live training is probably 35 hours total during the week. This is probably twice that many hours of training videos on our licensee website. So wonderful support tools for you guys as well. Then, as we mentioned, not just like the contracts, but also the proposals. We help you walk through and show you how to prepare a proposal, because a lot of what you present to the doctor is here's what we found from doing a practice analysis with you and your staff, doctor, and here's our proposal to you as how we're going to help you.
And then you've got there at the last part of this, I believe, is about the coaching aspect of everything. And folks, you've got the support, whether it's Patrick, Cynthia, me. We've got other licensees. You can see there Dr. Sally Combest. She's one of our senior medical advisors. She is a licensee. We've got what's called a certified professional coder, Jeanette Waller. Terrence, I can't figure out all the things that he's doing, but he's been in the medical field forever, and he's a licensee. So we've got you covered if there is a specific this is what I like, Patrick. We had a licensee not too long ago that was needing a little bit of help with a particular type of doctor, and we were able to find another licensee that does several of those type of billings for that. We plug them in, and they get the account. Folks,
yeah, that's the great part about having a nationwide network. One of our licensees is billing for the type of doctor that you're about to sign up. And
exactly.
that licensee is willing to help you and coach you for a fee. We pay them for their time, of course, for people to help other people. But it's just a wonderful resource for you guys to have personal, one-on-one, hand-holding coaching. All right, Eric, we got to move through these. I got a few more things here we wanted to cover of why people fail. One of them is a lack of time commitment. Now, folks, this is one of those businesses where you can put in whatever time you want. One doctor is going to take you probably 15, 20 hours a week, maybe. Depends on, if you're starting out with that doctor. But once you've got 2 or 3 or 4 doctors, it's the same exact steps that you're taking for each one of those. So, Eric, what would you say is before somebody's really maxed out their 40 hours a week, let's say, how many doctors could they have?
I always like to have that cushion of a threshold, 3 to 4, because if at that 3 to 4, you've got to make that decision to whether I can get one more at 5 and just be satisfied and I just do this all on my own, or do I hire other people so that I can build my business to be bigger. So I kind of like to say the 3 to 4, right in that area, just because it kind of gives you a little bit of leeway. And it's pretty kind of nice when you get to that point, Patrick, because at that point, you really feel like you're in control. I can stay with what I got, maybe take 1 or 2 more on, get to the 40 hours, and I'm fine. Or
maybe take a vacation and get out of town.
Exactly.
And if you're a real masochist, you could actually work on your computer there on the beach.
Like Patrick and I do. When we're on vacations, we're taking our laptops with us, and we're going, you were supposed to be on vacation. So.
Oh, it's addicting, isn't it? Well, it's because we've got internet connection just about anywhere in the world now, 24/7. You can run our business, since it's cloud-based software, that it doesn't matter where you're at. Okay, here's another reason why people fail, Eric. They have no online presence. Boy, in today's world, you better have an online presence, huh?
Exactly. Websites are very critical nowadays. This is the old way of hanging out your shingle, so to say, and as long as you have at least a decent-looking website for people to get to with good material in it as well,
Right.
That's what you need, and that's what we have, and that's what you have provided for you as a licensee.
Yeah, these are just examples, but guys, we've got dozens of different templates that you can pick from that are already set up for you. All the text, all the graphics, it's already there. We just put your contact information on the website, so people will, be able to contact you directly, and boom, you've got a presence online. Then we have training in our classes and on webinars on how to use social media, all the things you see here illustrated in that terrible graphic I found there. It's really digitized, isn't it? I think I made it too big. But anyway, all these things, guys, we cover because, again, we're going to show you how to get that name out there, let people in your community know that you are in business. All right, and then, of course, another reason why people fail, in the inadequate knowledge. In other words, they don't continue to learn. Folks, once you've gone through our week-long training and all the videos on our website, we have website webinars like this one, except they're for our licensees, of course, on a regular basis, almost every week. And once you start going to those, you're going to see the importance of this. Eric, look at this. I found this great chart here that shows why businesses fail. And look at this. Here's the 10-year survival rate for small businesses. 90% of all businesses fail. Now, that's bad news, except when you start reading what this survey actually did was find out that business owners who actually go through and complete other training programs have a huge success rate. Look at this, 91% success rate for business owners who've gone through 4+ training programs after they got their business started. Well, how many do we do this year so far, Eric, for our licensees?
Oh,
20?
my goodness.
Yeah, 30?
Yeah, at least so far.
That's why our licensees, if they continue to learn, they continue to grow, they will have the support that they need. And, of course, our live training workshop, again, I've just got a few shots that we put together here just so you can see a little better picture. We bring in guest speakers. We let people participate. If they want to, they volunteer to actually participate in the class. And it's just a wonderful example of how people can bond, and you have your first support group from this small group of people that you go to training with. So ongoing training is very important. Otherwise, you will not grow as an individual. And then we have DVDs that we give out at the end of our training of a previous training that was actually filmed. So we've got 12 DVDs where you can continue to learn. So there's no end to the learning that people can do with us. We have continuing education. Let me see. I'm going backwards here. No, I'm going forward. Here we go. Here we go. Continuing education. Look at all these topics of webinars that we have planned for our licensees coming up.
Exactly. And, folks, these are not just ones that we have planned, but these are the ones that we have done as well. So, we hear a lot from our licensees. Patrick, you and I have just actually gotten on there with our licensees, and it says, okay, it's opened up. Ask us a question. What do you need from us? How do you, what tools do you need? And so I would even put in there, you don't have this in here, but the ear of Patrick Phillips. That's what you have. And if there's a way that he can help you as a new licensee, I don't know any other CEOs that would do this of a company, but Patrick will do whatever needs to be done. So all of these topics that you're seeing is because Patrick has listened to licensees. So, from all of us, Patrick, thank you, and let's continue to keep doing this and make everybody successful.
Absolutely. Okay, here's another reason we have found. Some people start their business for the wrong reason, and I'll give you a hint there. It's money. That's right. People think, oh, I'm going to get into my own business and get rich, and so forth, and they got all these promises. Well, people can make money, but, guys, there's all kinds of other reasons to get into business. For example, freeing yourself up from your regular job where you have to beg for time off to be able to take off whenever you want to. Remember, you can run this business from anywhere in the world. So look at all these families having fun. You, too, can, as your own boss, tell yourself, look, take off next month and go for a month. My son right now is off on a 2-week vacation with his family. Exactly. That happens because we give you the freedom as being a business owner to take off whenever you want to.
Exactly. And so you're not just tied down to anything, but you do want to know that you've got the freedom to make this your own.
Well, yeah, and I said the wrong reason to start a business is just for money. But having said that, if you go to our website under Income Potential and click on the Medical Billing Income Calculator, you will see something like this. I don't know why that did what that did just then. That is really weird. Okay, I'm going to go back to that. Probably because I've got it tied in with something. Sorry. Let me go back here to the next slide. This is what I meant to do here, not go back to the website. There we go. So when you click on that calculator, you will see that you can fill in some numbers here. Now, we've got some numbers already filled in there. You basically just figure out, how many doctors you want, how many patients they might be seeing on a daily basis, how many days a week they work, and what you'll be charging. Now, we'll teach you more about how to price, but we've got 6% in there. Eric, wouldn't you say that's somewhere close to maybe the average, 6 to 8% somewhere out there?
Yep,
it's actually on the low end.
Yep.
And when you submit that, you'll see that for this one doctor's office, as Eric said earlier, you can get back your entire licensing fee. There's $31,000 just servicing one office. So anyway, you do want to start your business for the right reasons, and money is not the only reason, but hey, there is some money to be made in this business as well. And then, of course, Eric, this kind of ties in with my book. I couldn't help but laugh when I saw this in this other guy's blog. He says no self-belief is one reason why people fail.
Exactly.
And so we've kind of got that covered with my book. We also have a CD that we give out at our training about how to reprogram your brain for success and financial freedom. And it kind of gets past all that negative self-talk that people are doing inside their brains there. So no rah-rah. Would you say, Eric, at our workshop, this is the only rah-rah there is? I give out my book, I give out the CD, and that's about it. We don't spend a lot of time on any kind of pumping people up or motivational stuff. We let these tools do that for us, and mostly it's just aimed on how to get clients and how to get your business going.
Exactly. I mean, you and I have been around the block enough times to know that we've both been around and gone to trainings where it is rah-rah. And I appreciate that again about Patrick is that we get in there, it's called a workshop. And that's what it is.
Yeah, hands-on.
Even though we call it training, it is truly a workshop. So the rah-rah really does come around whenever people realize what their potential really is.
Yeah, the licensees are the ones that kind of get excited and start rah-rahing because they realize about midway through the week that not only is this what Patrick and Eric said it was, it's a whole lot more.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, we've got almost 10 minutes here, so let's get through these. I think we're doing fine on time, and when I'm looking at the slides here.
Yeah, hey, I see a couple of comments here from Eugenio, and he's asked a couple of questions there that we're probably pointing back to his ABS rep for any kind of financial questions. But, he's asking if he can put his own company logo in place of the ABS logos on the websites. Yes, Eugenio, this is your company, and so we let you put your logo and your name of your company on all of our literature. In fact, we have a printer who will print that on there for you on the flyers, and, of course, the websites. We have a web developer who will do all that for you, too. So, all right, so too much focus on the technical. Now, what do we mean by that, Eric? Technical stuff.
Oh, we're talking about codes, those dreaded codes.
Yeah, all these numbers here.
Yeah, all these numbers here. Folks, again, we don't want to diminish these codes because certainly this is the guts of what we're doing here. But folks, let's put it in real perspective here. You're going to get these codes from the doctor. That's who originates these codes, or the doctor's coder. Not you as a biller. There's two different things between a biller and a coder. So you could go get all of those books, as Patrick was just showing you. You can go learn all of that. It'll take you about 2 years to go to school and get what's called a certified professional coding certificate. You can go do that, but you're going to spend more money, and I hate to say waste time, but think of it like this. Become an owner of a business, of a billing company. If you need to, eventually you might hire a coder. But
and we have certified coders on our staff that can help you as well, yeah.
Exactly. So you don't even need to do that. So we've got those there for when you need them. So don't get bogged down in this technical stuff. on the codes, whether you need to go to a school or learn this or that. Again, check with your ABS rep. I think showing a demo to you will certainly help you understand why we're talking about you don't have to get bogged down on the technical side.
Wouldn't you say, Eric, that people do that, I think, because they're not sure. They know there are codes involved in medical billing, so they'll go take a coding course and spend money and time on that. But really, when they graduate from that, they're just ready to go out now and look for a job, working for a doctor. And if that's what you want to do, that's completely different from owning your own business. We're talking about becoming a business owner now.
Well, I think it is. I was going to say it's going to tie in directly what you're saying here about listening to dream stealers, because when you start asking people, hey, you start telling people, hey, I think I'm going to get involved in this medical billing business, and they're going to first of all say, well, gosh, you need to go to school to learn how to be a coder or a biller. This is what Patrick's talking about here about listening to dream stealers.
Yeah, I had my wife and I listened to Dream Stealers back in 1987 when this picture was taken. That's me and my wife, Linda, and my son, Adam, and my daughter, Sarah. If we had listened to our Dream Stealers, and sometimes it's your closest friends and relatives, by the way, we probably wouldn't have got this business going, because they had all the excuses that we hear now from our licensees. Well, what if the doctors can't they do their own billing? Why do they need you? And so had we listened to that, we wouldn't have been able to do all the things that we've done. These are some just pictures I've shown here of my wife and I. We traveled the world on the income that we've got out of this business. So, folks, if you do listen to the Dream Stealers, it will steal your dream and keep you from doing what you know is best for you and your family. Don't let that happen. Anybody can be successful in business if they just pay attention to all these things that we're talking about during this webinar here. And then another reason why people fail, Eric, is their territory is limited. That's true with franchises, isn't it? They give you some kind of territory.
Right. Again, with ours, we can actually show you what your territory looks like, which is what Patrick just showed on the screen. You're not limited by state boundaries or cities where you live in. Folks, you can have a client if you live in Arkansas, but you've got a client in Colorado. It just doesn't matter. Utilize your potential. Now, let me kind of go to a real extreme here. Patrick, you already know that we're talking with someone who is looking to get in this business, and they don't even live in the United States, but they've got folks that can actually do marketing for people for them here in the United States. So, folks,
right.
You have no boundaries.
No, anywhere in the world that has an internet connection, you can run this business. And you can monitor the people that work for you through the internet connection.
Exactly.
So it really could be an international business, Eric. I hadn't even thought about that, but you're right. They could work from anywhere as long as they're having people here in the United States sign up the doctors here, because it is based on the United States, Medicare and Medicaid billing system and our insurance companies here. All right, and resources, support resources. We kind of mentioned support earlier, because when I talk about support resources, I'm talking about the people that we have from coast to coast. Remember, we've been doing this for 20 years, so we've got the nation's largest network of medical billing company owners that can also be support for you. There's no question you can ask that we can't find the answer to. And a lot of people get hung up on those questions, Eric. Some of those questions are, why would a doctor use me? Don't they already have a biller? Don't they already have an EMR, an electronic medical records system? What if I can't get a doctor interested? What if they ask for references? Won't they have to let someone go? Folks, there is no question you can answer that we have not got the answer to, because, again, after doing this for 20 years, we've heard them all, haven't we, Eric?
Exactly. Matter of fact, we've got opportunities to do polls and stuff like that. We don't have a poll set up, but let's take a quick poll. For those that are on the call right now, if those questions have entered into your mind, all you got to do is click your little hand. That's all you got to do, and that will indicate to us that, haven't you asked the question, why would a doctor use me? Yep, here comes the hands already.
Yep. Yep. Eric, Irene, Eugenio, yeah. Patrick, yeah.
So, these questions we have dealt with and still deal with, and our licensees that were in your position still have been able to answer these questions. And, folks, again, if you haven't taken the time to even talk to some ABS references, now might be a good time for you to really get involved. If you're trying to think about this business, talk to people who have been exactly where you are, who have asked these same questions, just like Renee Hermes. Patrick, let's talk about Renee. I mean, this guy is incredible.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This guy just barely spoke English. He came in from overseas. He didn't know anybody in the city that he was in. Went to our training in January a few years back and didn't know anything about medical billing. No background at all. Started marketing to doctors in February, and he had even quit his full-time job. And he introduced to his first client in April. So, folks, within, 90 days there, he was up and running with his first client. Folks, you can talk to Renee. We have people like this licensees that we're showing here that will take calls from you. Here's Juliana Madsen. She was working for Turner Broadcasting, and she made the decision about leaving corporate. That was the scariest part, she said. But I needed more time with my family, and being my own boss was the driver. So she signed her first client within 30 days. Eric, we have unlimited numbers, it seems like, of these people. I have a whole list of people that I haven't even gotten to that I want to do interviews with, but we've done many of those, of course, that are on our blog out there. Tell them about the riders.
I would love to, because I just got off the phone with someone who actually went and visited Beverly Ryder, and they again, this lady had a background in IT. Her scariest part about learning everything, again, were the codes. She thought she had to know all the codes, but what she understood was that what we taught her and how to help her get past that gatekeeper, we were able to help her with that. And then she has learned how to do that and help others even learn how to do that. And we've learned from her. But she has
right.
building relationships with office managers and doctors, and now all she's basically doing is setting up appointments. So that's the freedom that you get. But I'm telling you, Patrick, I got to brag on Beverly a little bit. She did have a visit with a potential licensee with us, and the guy was just blown away by just saying, hey, this is real. They really are doing this. They've been where I was. So, folks, we can't encourage you enough to touch base with these types of people.
Eric, as we wrap up here, I had a quote that I found from old Mark Cuban. He's on Shark Tank. That's how a lot of people know him. Of course, he's owner of the Mavericks as well. But look at this quote from him. He says, "It doesn't matter how many times you fail. You only have to be right one time." Then everybody can call you an overnight success and tell you how lucky you are.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
That's kind of how I feel, because as I mentioned earlier, Eric, I have started several businesses over my career. I'm 65 years old, so I've had plenty of time to make a lot of mistakes. But you know what, Eric? Those failures are actually stepping stones to success. So I encourage people who've failed in some other businesses, don't give up. Find the one that you feel like is the real vehicle that you've been looking for that can help you fulfill your dreams, and just go for it. And Eric, with our money-back guarantee, I don't know how people could fail, do you? I mean, they can literally get their money back after going through our entire training workshop if they want to, and we'll give them every penny back. So I don't know how you could fail with that.
Yeah, and folks, and that's Patrick's guarantee back to you. Certainly, if you want to know if we're for real, Patrick's showing here. First of all, you can go to Entrepreneur and download or go grab this book, Medical Billing Claims Billing Service, and there's a step-by-step. But we didn't pay for this slide; they put us there.
No, we were shocked to actually see our name in there, because they didn't even contact us. They just found us, I guess, online and saw.
Yeah.
There was one other company. It's actually on the next page that we're not showing here, but that company's out of business now. So we are the company that Entrepreneur Magazine recommends. Anyway, here's the guarantee that I mentioned, guys. It's in your agreement that you sign with us. It basically says if at the end of the training workshop, actually you could do this anytime during the week, if for any reason you don't think this business is right for you, just tell any of my staff members, and they'll arrange for you to receive a full refund of your license fee. Eric, we must be nuts, huh? How do we do that?
Well, we do that because, number one, we want them to know that we're for real. A lot of people, as you've kind of joked in the past, where how many people in this room thought you just got off the plane and you just knew that nobody was going to be showing up at the hotel. But we're there. We've set it up. We're there to support you. We do what we say. We go beyond hopefully all expectations of what we can do. And I can't think of anything else by going beyond the expectation is allowing you to come here sit through the training, hear of all the proprietary ways that we tell you how to go out there and build a business, get clients, doctors as clients, and then at the end of the week, if for any reason you don't feel comfortable, just ask for your money back, and we'll happily refund your money back there.
Hey, I want to.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to address one question here from Sam. He's talking about the different how to address the different entities, how people set this up. And Sam, you're right. There's lots of ways: a sole proprietor, LLC, an S corp, and so forth. Our company is actually an LLC. American Business Systems is an LLC. I like that type of entity, but people do change. You can start out as a sole proprietor and then switch to an S corp or an LLC or just a regular corporation or a partnership anytime down the line. We do cover that in our training session, by the way. We have a whole session on business entities and business basics. So, Eric, this class is going to sell out. We know that from what we just saw on the projections today from the people who are talking with folks coming to this class. So, folks, there will be seats that people have to push them to the next training. And by the way, Eric, I don't think we have one in October, do we?
No. Actually, we were looking at that, you and I. There's the next training after September is November, and then we have one in December. So, folks, if you think about it, we only have 3 trainings left for this year. And the reason why we're sharing that with you, because really October is really when the clock starts. For those that know anything about medical billing, is when a year from this October, some codes will be changing. And so, folks, this is a great window of opportunity to still get into this business and still get on what you would think as the ground level. And one other reason, Patrick, why this class will sell out is, again, because we had a shorter, smaller class in August because of school starting. So a lot of people that wanted to attend the August training right at the very end couldn't make it, so we've had to shove them over to the September training. So
so it's more than half full already. And as you can see, folks, from that picture there, it's a very small classroom. We limit this to about 20 people. So if you want in this particular training coming up, please do your due diligence, do your research, ask us questions, ask to talk to some of our licensees, do whatever it takes to get that done so that you can make your reservations with us and let us know that you've got room there at the hotel to stay and get your flights booked and so forth. Hey, Eric, I've got one special little treat here that I didn't even tell you I was going to do. As we wrap up today, I'm going to actually play the testimonial video from our last training back in July.
Great.
Yeah. So I know it will be out of sync. You guys will see it kind of coming across here on GoToWebinar because there's so many people on here today. It will be kind of jerky, but I think you'll be able to hear the audio good enough to be able to pick it up. So I'm going to play that as we get going. Eric, meanwhile, anything else we need to tell people? I guess just get registered, get in the training, and if not, come to our webinar each week at 3 o'clock Central Time, huh?
Yeah, and then, folks, remember that you can get that free ebook on Cash Crunch Cash Flow, and then sign up for one of these webinars. The demos. We'd love to do a demo for you. So let's play that little clip there, Patrick.
Yeah. So if you have time to watch this little clip, it's like 3 minutes long or something like that. You'll hear from people who've gone through our training. This is the very end of the training that we ask people. If you liked it, say something to us on the video here, and I think you'll enjoy this. Thanks for being on here today, Eric, and everybody.
Recommend this program. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. The class was really great. The material is awesome. The presenter was very good. I think we will learn a lot as we go out into the field, and I can't wait to get started. And if you haven't decided or made up your mind as of yet, I strongly suggest that you do. It's well worth it, every penny. Thank you.
I came to this training for ABS. I saw it from, I actually got it from my brother-in-law who said this is a great opportunity. And after being through the class and the training that we received, it's awesome. It's great. I mean, this training is by far the best I've ever been to regarding any kind of business venture. So I highly recommend that anybody who wants to come into this type of industry, because everything is here. All the skills you're going to need to get started and get going from the ground. running.
I've owned several franchises in the past, and ABS just blows them away, puts them to shame. They cover everything you need to know. You walk out of the class knowing that you can do this because they've given you the confidence through knowledge to accomplish what you want to accomplish, and it can totally happen. There's no reason it couldn't happen. These people are awesome. They support you in every single way you can think of, from beginning to end. And they take care of you when you're over here in training class.
I think this class has been very beneficial to me. I was very nervous when I first started. I wasn't sure what to expect and how I am going to get my first client and what do I need to do. After going through this training, all my fear and concern was been cleared up, and that was wonderful. And thank you, Patrick.
Has been an amazing experience. I came in with a lot of self-doubt, a lot of questions, very nervous about it, but the training has been magnificent. Marketing is amazing, the training on the product. I am leaving today with self-confidence and with a I can do this attitude. So, thank you all.
And we're excited after this whole week of learning all this, the whole business model. It's amazing. The training was amazing, and I thank the ABS family for all their warm welcome and the training.
I just been through the licensing training down here in Dallas. My wife and I have both been through it. My background is in medicine. I'm a medical doctor. I've practiced for many years independently, been involved in trying to get my own billing going, encountered a number of problems over the years with it. I found the entire week to be very educational, very informative, not only from the standpoint of understanding billing better, but from the standpoint of getting your own business up and running. Everything that you could possibly need really has been placed in front of you, fully available, very easily accessible. I would highly recommend this kind of an opportunity to anybody who's interested in it. I think that you can make this as successful and as large as you want it to, or keep it as limited as you want to, and all of the resources are there on a continuous basis with full accessibility. And so anybody who's interested in getting into the medical billing business, I would recommend this very highly. So thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Adam, and everybody else with American Business.